Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Pokemon Showdown Little Cup Battle Series. In today's episode, we take on a few people and we're trying out a new team today, so go through the team first. Then we'll get to the battles. Okay, so in my team today, we have still got Socket, the Elekid, because Socket was pretty OP last time. It's still expert belted, it is still got the elemental punches and brick break for breaking through those walls. We have also still got Snips, the Krabby, the Sheer Force Krabby, packing a few moves there which are going to, because of the Sheer Force, pack an extra punch like Body Slam and Ice Beam. We've also got Bronzor Kent coming into the team. Because he's so darn bulky. He's rocking Levitate right now. I'm not sure whether Levitate or Heatproof is the better one for him. I guess playing loads of matches, we'll see what comes up. He has to deal with more often than not. But yeah, he's there to be just defensive. Basically, suck up attacks while I can set up other things or while I can figure out other things that are going on. Okay, the other three team members today are different. We have got Twinkle, the Staryu, put in there for basically as an attacker. Yeah, so you'll see. And also got Rapid Spin on there just in case we need it. We have got Coughing, who is there to be a bit bulky and defensive as well. Physically quite defensive. I've stuck Self-Destruct on it as a kind of like sacrifice thing, but I think maybe I might need to change that for Explosion because it packs more of a punch. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. I'm not sure, anyway, we'll talk about this later, but I'm not sure about Coughing staying in, but that's Django the Coughing. We also have Flash, the Talonflame, no, not the Talonflame, the Fletchling. There is a flying type. Because of Gale Wings, its flying type moves get priority. Yeah, so basically, there you go. Anyway, but Fletchling is basically just there for Gale Wings. And an aerial attack move to take out all the fighting kind of people that I've been coming across. So this is an experimental team, so you'll see how we get on in the battles that I have done so far today. So the first battle here is against Majestic Milotic, Apom, Minefu, Chinchou, Inkay, Amora, and Fantop. So, thinking about who to put in first, and I think I'd just go, well, whatever. I'll go in with Kent because it's my defensive wall, set up some screens, and see what happens. This was the first time I ever used this team. So, we eat up the fake out. It makes us flinch, obviously, but it doesn't do very much damage. So, again, we go to try and set up a screen. This is so totally, like, alien to the way that I usually like to play the game, so I'm not completely convinced that this is how I'm going to carry on. Anyway, I get up that screen and I go for some Stealth Rocks because I figure Kent's not going to be able to hang about for very much longer. In fact, I'm out. Well, I've still got that one screen up, so Flying type comes out to take on Minefu. It's actually Choice Scarfed, which I'm not sure about. It was just, I was making this team quite quickly because I had a very short amount of time to record in. High jump kick hits, but we go for the aerial ace again, hoping that we get in there quickly and take out that Minefu. That's Flash's job on this team, is to take out that Minefu. There you go. So Flash, took out the Minefu, did his job quite well. Now, I think this is really where I derp quite badly, because again, getting used to my team, I look at them more and I think, who shall I put in? Who shall I put in? Don't really know my team very well. Didn't bother. Thought I'd sacrifice Flash, which I did, because I didn't want to drop somebody in to take a beating from Amora. So I sacrificed Flash and was thinking about who am I going to put in, and I'm fairly sure if I was playing this again, I wouldn't make the same decision. I wouldn't. I stick Socket in And I think, oh yeah, thinking, yeah, go for the fire punch. But that's ridiculous because it's rock type as well. It's because I'm not totally au fait with my team yet. Actually, I should have gone in for, possibly gone in for Snips to start off with. But anyway, we go for Snips. And I think we hit with the crab hammer. Bish bash bosh. Amora recharges after that super powerful, whatever it was, hyper beam blast in my face. So that's where I think the match took a wrong turn for me. Basically, APOM is a nightmare in Little Cup because it's usually got, I think, skill link and double hit, so it just gets 5 hits on you all the time. And yeah, double slap, there you go. So, I mean, really, you've got to have like some kind of real bulky Pokemon out against APOM. So here would have been a good place to have Kent in, maybe. So I'm like thinking, yeah, I think at this point in the match, I'm thinking, well, okay, it's all over. It doesn't really matter. Sticking out Django because he's quite bulky. He's quite defensively quite strong. But still, a 5-hit double slap is going to just do loads of damage. Which it does. There's nothing I can do here. We all know that APOM is going to be faster than Django. If I switch into Twinkle, it's still not going to do any good. I just randomly hit the self-destruct. I know I'm not going to get my attack in first. So it doesn't, to me, it doesn't really matter. And I know that this is going to be the first loss for this team. But I do find that the more I play with the team, the better I get to know its quirks and stuff. So I wasn't too bothered that how this hadn't turned out well. I can see, watching it back, where I've made mistakes and how I could have done things slightly differently. I still think I would have found a couple of her other Pokemon, a little bit of a problem. But anyway, we send out Twinkle against the APOM, go for a Psychic. Just thinking about Twinkle doesn't have any water type moves on. So that's something that I might sort of change in the future, perhaps. But we have got Snips with water-type moves, so in this team, so hopefully, yeah, not too bad. Anyway, this is where the Majestic Milotic spends ages thinking of a move to use, and it's like, well, just do it. Just, just use the 5-hit double slap. It's all gonna, yeah. And you see, my Twinkle's got a Life Orb. Just to boost up its attack. Which I think I'm going to switch out because it doesn't work that well on Twinkle. I put it on there before when I had a different plan in mind and then changed it and forgot to take it off. Anyway, so this time we're going up against Ninja of Ninjas, who leads off with this Spiky Ferroseed. Not a problem for Socket, Expert Belt Socket with his Fire Punch, just wrecks face. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I'll just stay in. But then I remember how I lose a lot of the time in Little Cup because I stay in. So I bring out Flash, slightly concerned that Riolo is bulked up, but we go for the Aerial Ace again, super effective. So I'm slightly concerned now because it's got 2 bulks up off. But we should be faster again. We should be able to get that Aerial Ace in before Riolu can do anything to us. Not quite sure why it went for a second bulk up there, but we took it out without too much of a problem. Flash, again, doing his job. There are no more fighting types on this team, so I'm quite happy. So what I did, normally, if it hadn't been Choice Scarfed, I would have U-turned out at this point. And brought Socket back in because actually I want Socket in, but I don't want to drop him into it because it's a flipping APOM again. APOMs are such a pain in the neck. I don't want to just drop him in against an APOM because I worry about him getting hit 5 times. So anyway, we keep flashing against APOM, but this APOM is not set up in the same way. It's not getting all those hits off with the double slap. So keep flashing. The idea is Flash has done his job with Riolu, so I don't mind sacrificing him. Because we want, if for a normal type, we want the Brick Break from the Expert Belt Socket to come in be super effective and hopefully take it out in one hit. So yeah, here we go. Another APOM user who's taking absolutely ages to decide what to do. Yep, we're still waiting. I'm thinking, is he just going to disappear on me right now? But no. I don't think he doesn't. He doesn't. He just takes ages. And obviously, he's looking at it now thinking, well, I've lost 2 Pokemon. burakki-xy has still got all 6. What am I going to do? Or maybe he's just been distracted by a text or something. Who knows? Anyway, I go for Aerial Ace again. Unfortunately, gets the double slap off with multiple hits. But this gives me the opportunity to switch into what I wanted to switch into, which is Socket, to go for the Brick Break. Luckily, that APOM has got hardly any health left as well. Brick Break is going to take it out. So my Socket is pretty darn fast. Yay! Bam. Okay, so casually sitting here with Socket, pretty happy. In comes Buddy Holly the Coughing. And I'm looking at it now thinking, well, what am I going to do here? But the rest of my team, I've not got much going on with Socket, so I decide that, not got much going on here, so I decide to try and take out Coughing with Socket. Just doesn't work. So then I go into Twinkle because Twinkle's got Psychic, and maybe I should have just done this anyway. Switched out Socket into Twinkle. I'm still getting to grips with knowing when to switch and when not to switch. Anyway, now I know I'm in trouble. Because although I've got 4 Pokemon left, he's got Porygon. And I know how much of a pain Porygon can be. Eats up that Psychic, hits me with a Thunderbolt, I'm out. And now I'm looking and I'm thinking, well, this is just going to be a disaster. So I go self-destruct. Because I think if I can take him out with me, brilliant. It didn't work. I'm thinking maybe Explosion on... I don't know why I didn't put Explosion on in the first place. Now I've got 2 Pokemon left and this is going down to the wire. It's 2v2. So I've put out Kent because Kent is so totally bulky and I know it can eat up a load of attacks. The only problem is the only attacking move it's got is Earthquake. But I know that hopefully it can hang on long enough to be able to take out the Porygon. Unfortunately, Porygon's packing some a really diverse moveset right now. Takes out Kent, so we've got the situation has completely flipped to me being in a strong position to now me being in quite a weak position. But thankfully, Snips I know I can count on. Snips is strong enough to take out Ice Beam. It's quick. Snips is quick, but also that sheer force is going to come into play now because I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, right, well, I reckon a sheer force body slam should do plenty of damage on that Shelter. Shelter is unlikely to have something that can do too much to me. But he has Rock Blast, but we managed to hang on. And that was so close. Really good game there. We managed to win just by the skin of our teeth. But no, really happy about that. So we managed to win that one. Okay, so I took my experience from the last 2 matches into my 3rd match against Ignore, whichever. He's got quite a diverse team there. Aron, Bulbasaur, Abra, Zubat, and a Growlithe and a Chinchou. So, leads off with Chinchou. I can't do anything against Chinchou with Socket at all. It's just not going to happen. I've got a bit of a Chinchou weakness on my team, to be honest. So I'm just looking at that thinking, well, I can't really not have Socket there because I can't sacrifice Socket because I'm going to need Socket because Socket's super effective moves will be so helpful against like that Zubat, that Bulbasaur. So we switch out, but we both switch out. Okay, so I go for Kent, decide to set up some Stealth Rocks because that's always good, and it doesn't look like he's got a rapid spinner on his team. So setting up some Stealth Rocks seemed to be like a really super good idea. So I set up those. He goes for Double Edge, which we resist quite well. As I said, Kent is just like a powerhouse of bulk. Really super defensive. So then we go ahead and start to set up some screens. This is what Kent is all about, setting up the reflect and then setting up the light screen. Yep, there you go. I can't remember what Zubat does. Zubat goes for a Shadow Ball, which is super effective, but because of all the screens and all of the bulk, we live that quite well. So now my decision is to switch Socket in. We get hit by a Pursuit, so he was obviously predicting the switch there. But we stick Socket in behind the screens, and I'm predicting a switch from Zubat now. So I go for the Ice Punch instead of the Thunder Punch. Aaron comes out, takes the Stealth Rock's damage, but also is resisted. The Ice Punch is resisted, but we go for the Fire Punch, which is not bad. Boom! We hold on. That Earthquake comes through and we hold on. I know now that if I hit him again, we're faster. We should take him out. We did. It was a bit of a gamble, but it was a worthwhile gamble. Our screens have gone down now, though, unfortunately. Oh, that's right. I was meaning to put that item on. There's an item, isn't there, that extends your screen length, I think. I need to put that onto Bronzor, I think. Anyway, so we've got Growlithe, so we're sending out Twinkle. I don't know quite why I send out Twinkle. Then I remember that Twinkle doesn't have any Water-type moves, and I'm just like, oh, yeah. Oh, well, we'll go for Psychic. Which doesn't get Stab yet. But he switches out anyway, and a Psychic's going to do some decent damage to Chinchou, because Chinchou basically is the major threat there, because Chinchou has got that water electric typing. But Twinkle is pretty fast, so gets in there first, takes out the Chinchou. Everything's looking good. Twinkle's hanging on in there. Growlithe comes in, takes major damage from those Stealth Rocks. So I go for a Psychic on Growlithe, hoping that I'll be faster. Unfortunately, we're not. It's packing Wild Charge, takes us out. Now, I forget, in my excitement, that Growlithe is packing Wild Charge, so I send in Snips, thinking, oh yeah, just Water type, let's just do it, Crab Hammer, brr. He hits us with a flipping Wild Charge, but luckily my Snips is Focus Sashed, so he can hang on in there. If he hadn't, I think the outcome of this would have been slightly different. But anyway, Snips was Focus Sash, so Snips was able to hold on there and hit back and take out Growlithe. So we've got to Bulbasaur, so I can't see any point in not trying the Ice Beam. We are faster, so that takes out of half of Bulbasaur's energy, goes to the Giga Drain, takes us out. But, you know, Snips has done a good job there. The Sash was working for us, so we bring in Flash for the flying type stuff there. But then I realise that he also has U-Turn. So we U-turn out, which is interesting because he takes his Pokemon out as well. And I bring in Socket again. Excellent, because Socket's fast. And he's going to be facing off against a weaker Pokemon. I go for the Ice Punch again, just in case he decides to go for a switch. Because my Ice Punch will be effective against Bulbasaur as well. Getting the bonus from the Expert Belt if it hits Zubat or Bulbasaur. Predicted the switch, took Stealth Rock's damage, took the ice, super effective Ice Punch, and Bulbasaur's gone. Now, I'm thinking, who's coming out? I'm guessing it's probably going to be the Abra. But it's not. It's Zubat. Zubat takes the Stealth Rock damage again. I go for the Ice Punch just in case there's another switch. There isn't. So, there we go. My opponent has only got Abra to send out. So, you know, I've got Django, I've got Kent, I've got Flash, I've got Socket. We go for the Ice Punch. Just because I may as well just keep Socket in. Abra goes for Psychic, takes us out. I'm slightly concerned now because Django has got Dark-type moves, but yeah. Is Poison type. So I go for the U-turn, which is also super effective as it being a Bug-type Pokemon. I think I switch into Kent because I know Kent can resist moves. Resists that Psychic real nicely. Go for the Earthquake. But Abra takes out Bronzor with the Psychic, but Ignore realises there's nothing he can do because Flash is either just gonna use the U-turn again, take him out. So he forfeits and we win. So there you go, 2 for 1 from our new team. Really enjoyed the battles this time. Quite like the team. I don't think there's too much I might need to change on that team. So if you fancy giving me a battle on Little Cup on Showdown, please go ahead, tweet me at burakki-xy or leave comments below the video. I'm also really looking for you guys to suggest Pokemon for me to use and or specific setups for Pokemon. And if you comment below with any of those things that you think that might be good for me to use, then I will go ahead and put them into my next video that I record. So hopefully you enjoyed watching my battle videos today, and yeah, if you want to battle me, then go ahead and tweet me or leave a comment and we'll try and set up a battle, Little Cup battle. So if you did like the video, please hit the like button, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and yeah, follow me on Twitter and all of that good stuff. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you again very soon. See you later, guys.